Hello everybody. Welcome to, we made it to Metal Monday, as my friend Tommy Groom says in the chat. Sorry being a little bit late. The family was heading out because, you know, they have kids going to school. So I'm like, okay, let me just wait a second before I go live here. But anyways, it's Monday. We go live every Monday. We do this at 8 a.m. Talk about different topics, but today we're going to talk about the Bimbo 10K that I did yesterday and the sub 50 that I did. Almost sub 48. It was awesome. So much fun. If you have not seen that video, you could head over to my YouTube and check that out. Here's a little sneak peek of it. So it's pretty much me and Tommy Grooms, my pace leader. It was a lot of fun. So this is the full video here. You can check that out over on that came out last night. So go check it out. Anyways, let me pause this for a second. Okay, so who's in the chat? Let's see. We got my buddy Lewis here. He's from Mexico. Hello everyone. Just finished my recovery run after yesterday. 18-mile. Oh my gosh, 10 weeks till CIM. Congratulations, Lewis. That's going to be amazing. What's your goal for that? Let's see, you're probably going to do, I would say, 3 hours and 30 minutes. That's my guess. We got my boy Tommy. He's in the chat. Plant-based runner. There he is. Go follow him on Instagram, please. And he's also a personal trainer. And if you watch the video, you'll see he has a lot of energy, and he will definitely get you to your goals. Follow him on Instagram. He's a good guy. But yeah. So today we're going to talk about how the race went. A lot of people, I noticed, they like to dive into the numbers. I'm not really a big numbers guy myself. Maybe I am. I don't know. Let's see. But I'm not really, like, I know some people, they are just like really into them. Like they'll have graphs and spreadsheets and all kinds of stuff. I'm not like that. I just say, okay, how did I do last year? Can I do better than that? Maybe I'm a little bit into numbers. Maybe I'm in denial. I don't know. But Tommy's here. He says, I'm on the treadmill, 7.5 miles in. Oh my gosh. You know, this is a thing. Thanks for watching, Tommy. This is a fantastic way to pass the time while you're on the treadmill. Hanging out with other running people in the community. Well, it's Tommy running 12 today. Oh my gosh. So yesterday was an easy run for Tommy. I mean, there's one part of the video where he is basically on his phone, and he's just, let me see if I can get to that part. So that's Tommy and I. Here we are. There we are. He'll come up in a second. But there's a part of the race where Tommy is just on. See, there he is on his phone, and it's easy for him. And me, I'm struggling. But he was able to. He was actually doing like Instagram stories while I'm struggling to even keep up with them. But let me get out of this for a second. Yeah. See, what does Lewis have to say? Trying to hit sub 320. Okay. A BQ for CM. Oh my God, dude, that's my BQ also. I think we talked about that in the past. Congratulations. I think you're going to make it. Fingers crossed. I'm cheering you on. I hear CIM's a good race to qualify for. Is that true? I hear it's a pretty flat. Am I wrong? Anyways, how did your race go? Did you go to Bimbo yesterday? It's a really awesome race. It was, this year it was at the Rose Bowl Stadium, and it was a much larger venue than it was in the past. I think last year it was in LA Live, by downtown LA, and it was a good area there. But I think Rose Bowl is a good area also. But I don't know which one is better. But there's a lot of people there. Oh my gosh. As you see, if you see the video, you'll see like when the 5K people started, we had to like weave our way through those folks. It was a lot of 5K participants. But yeah, so that's going on. Okay, so Tommy's on the treadmill. Lewis just finished his recovery run. So let's dive into the numbers here. Let's see. What does Lewis have to say? Let's see. Hope so. They said that the first half is hilly, but not even close to LA Marathon. Last hill is all downhill. Oh, last half is all downhill. All right. So you have a pretty good chance of doing that then. Okay, so let me get into the numbers here. Let me share my screen. Boom. I'm getting a little better at this, you guys. A little faster sharing my screen. See how I'm doing here. There we go. Okay, so there's my numbers. As you see, so they said I did a 6.2, the full 10K, but Garmin said I didn't. But that's okay. 48.16. Let me pull up what my actual numbers were real quick. So 48.12 was my official finish time, and at 7:46 overall, Garmin had me at 7:51. So pretty close. But let me go in here. Okay, accept new record. Yes, I'm gonna accept that. Bam, accepted it. Let me go back. Okay. As you see, there's the loop. We had to go, there's Rose Bowl right here. We went around it, around the golf course. Get rid of this. As you see, I used my Garmin Instinct. But there's many times during the race that Tommy's like, forget about your watch. Let me worry about that. So as you see, there's the elevation. We had that uphill. Excuse me. Let me get a drink. That was nasty. Anyways, we're going up that uphill and then downhill. And we did that twice. So one of the issues was my heart rate. As you see, my heart rate was an average of, 170 the entire time. Yeah, way high. So I think Tommy's was like in the 130s. And if you see the video, let's go back and I'll show you a little bit of that. He is just, I can't do that. Okay. Boom. No, how do I do this? As you see, Tommy's heart rate is just easy peasy during the run. So he was at like like I said, a 135, 140 heart rate, while I was struggling with a 170, just dying. I mean, that's not a way to do a race. I mean, maybe for a 5K, but I don't know about a 10K. But Tommy actually just did a 45, like a sub 45 or 45 minutes a couple weeks ago. So as I said, 48 minutes is nothing for him. Okay, let's get back to this. Pause this. There we go. Okay. Let me know if you have any questions about this, about these numbers, and I'll get to them. But let's see. So close. I mean, so close to sub 48. Maybe a little less crowd, and you might have hit that 40. You know, I think you're right, because there's a lot of dodging and weaving going on, especially when the 5K started. During when the race first started, let me show you here. Let me get back to this stage of the video. That's not it. That's when, oh, there's my friend Lucy that popped in. You didn't see that. Anyway, so here's the start. And as you see, we had to like work ourselves to the front of it. You'll see that in a second. There we are. And you see we had to get the volume off of there. You see we had to dodge our way through all the crowd. So that was at the 10K. And then it started, you know, there's Tommy again on his phone. And so it started to, when we got around the curve, it really lightened up. So let's get back to it. Okay, so as you see, we're talking about heart rate. 170, 173, so I'm in the high 160s, low 170s. Let's see, what was my max here? 178. When was that at? So that was, that's interesting. So that's when we were going downhill. So I must have felt good on that downhill, and I was just pushing it. And then for the rest of it, I see at this point, what's my lowest? So 168, it looks like, might have been my lowest, besides the beginning. Yeah. Oh, let's look at this. I'm working myself. So at this point, I'm doing a 9:30 pace. at a 169 heart rate. Yeesh. But as you see, our paces were just, man, it was awesome. See, the temperature was good. It was, yeah, so it got, of course, it got a little hotter as the race went on, but the high was, what, 82? 82 degrees at the peak at the end of the marathon. Or not marathon, 10K. So there you go. My max heart rate was 179. Average was 167. I need to work on that. So Tommy, during the video, you'll see it. I think it's part of the video. Let me see what this says. How do you feel? Any sore? Nope, no soreness, Tommy. Feeling good. Ready to head out there again. So he mentioned at one point, and I think Tommy could agree with me on this, if I could do this during the 10K, then when I'm on the track, I should be able to do a 7-minute mile on the track. And I agree with that. But going back to how he keeps his heart rate so low, he mentioned that he does a lot of his recovery runs, almost the majority of his runs at a 12-minute pace. And so I'd like to be careful. I'm sure he does that 80% of the time. So Tommy, if you could chime on in and let us know how often do you do that 12-minute pace? Because as you see, he could easily do a 7:15, 7:30, no problem. Let's see if there's any other numbers I should go into here until he's answering. Can't see. Let's go into my best laps were, my best mileage were. Let me see if I can figure this out. I need to get into my paces. I need to figure that out. How to get into that? Pace. I'm gonna figure this out. I don't use Garmin very much for my stuff. I usually use my Strava. And I don't see where I can find my paces, but that's okay. You see that my average pace is 7:51. See, I keep going into here. But let's see, what was my fastest paced? Let's see. Looks like my fastest was 6:56. Dang, no, at the end. 6:53 at the end. That's pretty good. I'm happy with that. Let's see, what does Tommy say about his heart rate? He says, I don't think average of 169 is bad. Really? You don't think so? I don't know. That sounds awfully high to me. What do you think? Anybody else watching, chime on in. What do you think that average heart rate should have been? Because Tommy, what was your average heart rate the whole race? Tommy says, I'm not going for 135 max easy weight training. So some days it's 9:30, 10, like today, and later in the week after being a long run, I will slow down to 12 minutes Monday. Okay, so I'm more going for 135 max. Okay. Easy rate training. So on days it's 9. So your easy rate is 9:30 to 10 at a 135. Jeez. You know, I think when I do my easy, I'm like at a 10:30. I'm like at 10:30 or 11. I'm at like 135. Maybe so 165 is considered threshold. Okay. So of course, this isn't the heart rate you would have during a marathon. So maybe during a 10K, it makes more sense. But for a marathon, definitely have to be much lower, because there's no way I could keep this kind of pace for a marathon. All right, let's see if there's any numbers. I'm going to dive into. I'm going to get rid of this screen, and I'm going to find my Strava, and I'm going to see what my paces were throughout the run. Log on in here. Give me a second. My activities. Okay, let me share my Garmin here. Correct, okay. Let's see. Share screen, going to my Strava. Okay, let's check out Strava. Okay. This, as you see, mile 1. So this is according to Strava. This is not the official paces, but starting out with 8:03, which I'm actually really shocked about because we had to fight that crowd at the beginning. Mile 2 was 7:54. We started speeding up a bit, and then mile 3 we're really moving, 7:28. Mile 4 back to 7:58. See, mile 4, like the first mile and a half of the race was, as you see on this little map here, the first mile and a half was all like uphill and then downhill, as we talked about earlier. So mile 4 was 7:58, and 8:09 was my slowest pace of the whole day. So I'm happy, really happy about that. Mile 6 is pushed at 6:37, so and this finished off at the 6:46 in those last 15.15. So I am feeling really good about this. I'm actually, because for so long I was like going so slow because during the pandemic I decided to take on like the Maffetone method, and it just, I mean, I think it could be, it's very beneficial if you do it correctly, but and if you have the time to really do it. But maybe I wasn't doing enough speed work. But I think the best method that has been working for me right now is doing those long runs at low heart rate, and then putting in like 2 or 3 days of speed work throughout the week. So what does Lewis have to say? Recovery for me is at a 130-ish heart rate, or 9 or 10 minute mile. Okay. So it sounds like you and Tommy are just about within the same kind of area. So by the way, Lewis, if you're at the LA Marathon, look out for Tommy. He's actually a pace leader for the LA Marathon, and he's not going to pace at your level, but he's pacing. I think the finish time for Tommy's group is 4:20, maybe 4:10. He's in LA Roadrunners pace group 7, and I can't recall what the finish time for his marathon is at the time. Maybe he'll chime in and let us know. But he will be at the LA Marathon pacing. He'll have that sign, so look out for him. 4:30. Okay, yeah. So he's a 4:30 pacer. So Lewis, if you're at the LA Marathon this year, he's going to be a tad slower than what you're used to. But if anybody's watching this and you want any kind of training tips, I'm sure reach out to Tommy. Head over to his Instagram, Plant-Based Runner. I'm sure he'll help you out, give you any kind of advice he can. This guy is phenomenal. I met him back in. So let me go into this video. We'll have the video play while I'm talking. I'm bragging about my buddy Tommy. So I met him, a couple years ago. He came in. What did with Tommy? You're running with us, Anthony. Actually, Tommy, I want to go faster than that. So I might have to bump myself up. I'm hoping by that time, because I want to do a sub 4 at LA. That's my goal again, sub 4. 4:30 might be, we'll see how the season goes. But I'll be with you guys for most of the season. But I have to move up. Even though I like hanging out with you, I got to move up. So anyways, let me talk about Tommy a little bit. So I met him a couple years ago, and he just moved from Florida. Him and his awesome wife and his family. And he's just got this energy that is just, as you see from the video, is just infectious. I mean, he's on all the time. I mean, I've never seen him to have really a low moment. He's always Mr. Positive and always cheering people on. So that's why he's a fantastic pace leader. But his first LA marathon, he never did a marathon before, and he did LA, and I never seen anybody bonk as hard as I have seen him bonk. I guess he had some diet issues. He didn't really hone in his diet, his fueling. And man, I saw him on the course, and he just looked like a zombie at like mile 18. And we actually had a cheer station there. He actually had to have a seat for a second, have a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, and then I think he walked the rest of the race. But he's come such a long way. I mean, this guy you see here is unrecognizable compared to the person I saw at that LA Marathon. So he's dialed it in. He's got his sub 4 marathon in. He's just an amazing athlete. So if you're in the LA area, you need fitness advice or running advice, reach out to him. He's the guy to go to. But join LA Roadrunners. He'll be there every weekend. He's a pace leader. And but if you can't make LA Roadrunners, if you go to LA Marathon, he'll be there. So I cannot talk any higher about this guy. I'm so thankful for him pacing me yesterday. I learned that, oh my gosh, having somebody pace you is such a fantastic tool. Now I understand why all these like elite runners do this, like why they have like what they call rabbits with them, like, because it really helps. I mean, if you have somebody kind of pushing you, and there's points he had to kind of slow me down because I was going a little bit too fast. But man, good guy. Reach out to him. Can't speak any highly of him. But let me get this out of here. Let me see what this last comment. We'll head on out. We'll let you guys give to your day. Last time I went with the 340 pacer, but finished at 351. Cramps slowed me down. Still not registered for 2024, but I hope I go again. Lewis, you've got to sign up for it. It's on St. Patrick's Day this year. You've got to be there. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be bananas. It's going to be, I mean, you saw last year, like you got to mile 18, it was just a freaking party. Can you imagine how it's going to be this year? It's going to be awesome. So I hope you can join us. I will have a discount code for the LA Marathon here in a couple weeks. So if you need a discount code for that, reach out to me. I'll give you that. But the Rose Bowl half is coming up in January, and Tommy's going to be pacing for that also. But I can give you a discount code for the Rose Bowl half. So just reach out to me, head to the description in the video of this, or if you're on Facebook, reach out to me. Email me, DM me, whatever, say, hey, I want a discount code for these races. And I will provide that to you. Thank you, Anthony. Love you, brother. Love you too, man. It's been fun. It's been cool to see your progress, and I cannot thank you enough for pacing me yesterday. It was a lot of fun. We kind of lost each other at the end, not the end, but in the crowd. Afterwards, it was just like the crowd at the 10K afterwards was just so many people. Oh my gosh. But we had a good time. It was fun. But oh, let me show you this. I got my medal. There it is. Bam. You know, one thing I noticed about the Bimbo, I don't know why this is, but on the back, it says, it says Toronto, Canada. So I don't know if they sent out the wrong medals to LA, or if this was just, maybe this is some kind of, I don't know why. Why would they have Toronto, Canada on here? It's like, did the people in Canada get the LA medal? Because they had the same race all over the world on the same day. So I'm curious, like, did the Toronto people have the LA medals and we had theirs? So let me know if you're at the race. Let me know if you had the same issue, because everybody I talked to, they had the same Toronto, Canada in the back of their medal. But that's it. I'm going to let you guys get back to your day. Hope you enjoyed this recap of these numbers. If you can, check out that video. And again, reach out to Tommy if you need any fitness advice. He'll be there to help. And join LA Roadrunners. Sign up for the LA Marathon. Sign up for the Rose Bowl half. Be involved. You got to put something on the calendar. That is like one of the #1 rules of being a runner. You got to put something on the calendar. If not, you're just like you're training for like nothing. So have something in your sights. And Bimbo is supposed to be a Mexican company, or maybe they got bought by someone. No, it is a Mexican company. It is. I believe. I mean, because they're speaking Spanish almost the entire time. But yeah, but it's an awesome organization. I mean, for what they did, they give like 20 slices of bread to each person registered. Was 20 slices of bread to those in need, like the local homeless shelters and the food banks. So that's a great race all around. Fun. It's good for charity, and as you see, a lot of people are there. But thank you for stopping by. If you're watching in the replay or live right now, I appreciate you taking the time to hang out. We do this every Monday at 8 a.m. Just talk about random things, whatever's going on, and usually it's going on in my life or what's going on in the running community. So I'm Anthony, reminding you to keep running for your best life. I'll see you next Monday at 8 a.m. Make sure to go check out that video. It came out last night. Bye.